How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a little bit of an older one here from Corgi, of course. It is a Gloster Meteor F.8 from the Royal Netherlands Air Force's Diamonds Four aerobatic team. Now, the Diamonds Four was formed in 1957 by number 327 Squadron. Now, they would perform at numerous air shows throughout Europe during 1957, but just after 1 year, they would be disbanded. So this does look very tatty on the outside of the box, so we'll get that open so we don't have to look at that. And sure, check out that. Now that does look pretty damn cool, doesn't it? So I reckon we should be able to just whip this out of the box. The Corgi ones generally are pretty easy to open. Let's see if that turns against me and gets hard. Alright, let us have a little look. Alright. Now, as you can see, it does have a stand with that plastic base, and that is, yep, nice heavy metal stand shaft there. There is the little grommet. It's probably stuck in the plane, which is a common thing, the little plug that sits on top of that. Now, we'll move the stand out of the way, and there is the little baggie that does have all our landing gear options there, of course. They do look really well detailed, and that awesome looking Dutch aircraft right here. Let's see if we can pull it out. Oh, she's in there tight. Tight, look at Toiga. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit easy to get out. We'll move this blue thing out of the way so we can check out this beautiful looking Meteor here. Wow, that livery is really nice. The silver finish looks absolutely awesome. We'll zoom in a fraction, of course, so you can see some of the details before we do some assembly. You can see the 4 diamonds emblem right there, if it'll focus on it. That is a nice little detail. You can see the Royal Netherlands Air Force's roundels on the wings. There is a little pilot inside there. The overall details itself, very nice. If you were going to be questionable about one thing, maybe that antenna there, that just looks like a silver cheap little metal rod chucked in there. Probably could look a little bit better detailed. I'd assume it'd be usually more the colour of the aircraft, but I'm happy to be corrected if I am incorrect in that way. There is some really nice sort of detailed lines on there. The paint on it looks really good too. If you want to be fussy about something, maybe the sort of the join there through there is a little bit prominent, but look, as I'm showing the aircraft here, you're never really going to be looking at the models this closely. Well, not when they're on display anyway. Maybe when you first pull them out of the box, but there is some nice detail through there that does look excellent. As you can see, the little grommet from when it was on the stand by the previous owner. That does look pretty cool, though. What we'll do, though, is, we'll set this up ourselves and chuck it in flight, and we'll come right back. Alright, here we have the Meteor set up for in-flight. Very straightforward. There's just 3 gear doors. Just bang, bang, bang. And that is job done, as you can see. Very easy. It's got the little tabs on the sides there for ease of getting them out. So hopefully they will be easy to, well, get out. I did take the grommet back out and put that in the stand. So this is how your beautiful aircraft will look in-flight, obviously. Very nice. Not much to it. Just pull it out of the box, pretty much. The usual deal with the Corgis. They are pretty straightforward, especially for in-flight. Stand, stick it in your stand hole as per usual, and that is very, very, very tight. So you could probably get it to fit a little bit better by pushing really damn hard on it, but I don't want to push too hard on it because I actually do want to take it off the stand and chuck it in gear down, of course. But that looks awesome. I do like the livery. It does look, very, very bright and does stand out. And is look, it's done really well. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea though, as they say, because it's an aerobatic livery. It's not a combat livery or anything like that. But I reckon it does look pretty cool. So what we need to do is put some landing gear on this. So what we'll do is we'll go off and do that. And how about look, we'll give it a go. What can go wrong? Yes, famous last words. So we should be able to just lift those off. Yep, beautiful. The actual gear down pieces, there is quite a lot of pieces. There's about 7 pieces, I think. So what we'll do is we'll tackle the nose first. It's a little tiny piece that you've just got to stick in the front there. Did I do it right? I think so. Look, they're very basic to put together, but you don't get any instructions with it, so you do hope at times that you are putting it together. You're going by feel, or maybe they expect you to do all the research yourself. But we'll chuck these doors in first, maybe. Hopefully that'll be the way to do it. Because this is the complete landing gear module, which has one of the gear bay doors, a strut, which you've got to get to line up in that hole. So hopefully, maybe I should have put this one on first. And that rolls. It's got some really nice tyre tread on there. Hopefully that is coming through the camera. Same with the nose wheel. That's got some really beautiful tread on there. These are really well done. Let's try doing this one this way first and see which is easier. That was pretty straightforward. I don't think I'm shaking today. Actually, I reckon it's easier, because trying to fit, well, my fingers anyway, in between the tyre and the landing gear and trying to put that gear bay door in. I reckon doing it the first way I did it is probably easier. And, well, that's it. That's gear down. And it looks absolutely brilliant. I reckon that sets up nicely. I don't know on the actual aircraft if the wheel areas are a different colour at times with this particular aircraft. If you're going to get fussy about that, it's all the one colour. But I think overall, let's see if it stays there. Phew, for now. But I reckon it does look fantastic gear down as well. Let's see how it sits on that landing gear. Oh, nice. I suppose we better get those scales out and see how much this little Dutch Meteor weighs. Here we go. That is 207 grams. That is not too bad. I think overall, as I've said, the livery is very nice. It's quite tasteful. There is no real sort of engine detail in there. It's just sort of darkness. But I think overall it is a great looking model by Corgi, of course. And if you're a roller, you can roll your aircraft on the wheels as well, because they do turn freely. But yeah, definitely pretty good. All right, I'll wind up the video though. I will, of course, take photos of this, throw them on at the end of the video for those of you that want to see some detailed photos without my fingers all over it, of course. Sausage finger test. It is, not too bad a size for these particular jet aircraft. Now, don't forget, if you found the video helpful, you don't have to like the aircraft, but if you found the video helpful, some of these my way would be always awesome. Don't forget to drop a comment below of what you thought about what you saw today. And of course, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, feel free to do that. All right, I'll wind up by saying thank you very much for dropping past to watch another one of my videos. I appreciate everyone that watches, and especially those that watch to the end. All right, you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers.